All right, a very big welcome to you, my dear listeners from all over the world. Thank you for joining me on another episode of The Truth with Ben Jokes, your trusted channel for political analysis. 8 hunters killed in gun battle with bandits in Niger State. And just 3 weeks ago, it was 30 hunters killed in Bauchi and 40 hunters killed in Katsina shortly before then. This is how our soldiers died too. But the Nigerian army always hides the true figures of the casualties. Precious lives being wasted all because few men wanted Jonathan out of office. Now the insurgency that the APC brought upon Nigeria has gone completely out of hand. If Nigeria was a normal place, rejecting the APC is not even something that you need to preach to anyone. 90% of Nigerians should have been calling for Tinubu's impeachment right now because nothing, absolutely nothing is working under him. As we speak, the worst is the impact that the anomalies of this regime is having on the next generation of adults. Tinubu's government is effectively showing Nigerian teenagers that education and integrity have little or no value. They have no place in our society. If this does not end in 2027, if we continue with these men beyond 2027, there will be nothing left of this country to salvage. And that takes me to our top story. Tinubu has made a subtle move to destroy education in Nigeria. Look at this young girl on your screen. Nafisa Abdullahi. She won a global English contest. She contested against scholars from 69 countries and came out top. But the Tinubu government just humiliated her before the whole world, trampling upon her hard-earned achievements in a manner that completely writes off the value of education in Nigeria. And concurrently, the Ministry of Interior made another shocking announcement. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. You know, when I say the political class doesn't see other Nigerians as human beings, it will sound like an exaggeration. Now watch this video and see how the wives of politicians described what Remi Tinubu's paltry sum of 50,000 naira represents for other women. Money that cannot recharge their own phones for 1 week. Watch this video.
The Zamfara State Governor's wife said 500 women who were carefully chosen and are truly in need will receive 50,000 naira each to boost their businesses across the 14 local government areas of the state. 18,500 women nationwide will enjoy this support. She explained that these grants are not loans or debts to be repaid, but they are gifts, an investment in the resilience, hard work, and unbreakable spirit of the Nigerian women, which the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, in her steadfast dedication to women and her tireless vision of restoring dignity and hope in the country, offered to women in need. For Huria Lawal, this gesture is more than financial support, but a message of comfort, healing, and reassurance to the beneficiaries that the Nigerian government has them in mind.
100 carefully chosen women who are truly in need will receive 50,000 naira each to boost their business across our beloved state, and do not share it with anyone else. Let's embrace this opportunity with courage and determination.
She thanked her husband, Governor Dauda Lawal, for his incessant support for women and unwavering commitment to protecting and uplifting the people of Zamfara State. The Commissioner for Women and Children's Affairs, Aisha Anka, and the Permanent Secretary, Zamfara State Ministry of Finance, Barira Bagobiri, urged the women to support the administration to continue to bring dividends of democracy to them.
Initiative is not only a relief, but also a seed of hope to uplift our mothers, sisters, and daughters, enabling them to support their families, engage in small-scale businesses, and contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic development of our dear state.
You heard that. These women are supposed to do all that with 50,000 naira. 500 women carefully selected to receive 50,000 naira. Remi Tinubu's 50,000 naira is supposed to change their lives. It is supposed to give them hope. They said it is an investment in the resilience, hard work, and unbreakable spirit of the Nigerian woman. It is supposed to help them start businesses and to support their homes. 50,000 naira. Money that cannot buy one glass of your son's champagne. Remi Tinubu. You expect a woman older than you to build her life around it. This is unbelievable. These people clearly don't consider us human beings. And the governor's wife, the Zamfara state governor's wife, said the 50,000 naira is more than a cash gift, but a message of comfort, healing, and resilience to the beneficiaries. Are we still talking about 50,000 naira here? How many times will 50,000 naira cook egusi soup for a family of 5 in this economy? Please, Nigerians are not beggars. We know the right thing. We know what is obtainable in other parts of the world. Create access to credits so that these women can have access to real money to do real businesses. What you are doing here is simply vote buying. You removed fuel subsidy. You turned the economy upside down. Now you are giving them peanuts like beggars out of the trillions at your disposal. This was what the ex-president of African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, frowned at. He said, you are destroying Africa with all these handouts you are giving to productive people. Create access to credits. You are treating them as if you are nice to them. This is government money, for God's sake. Pathetic. If Nigerians don't end the APC will end Nigeria. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that update coming out of the Ministry of Interior, and next is that one that shocked Nigerians. Tinubu government humiliated Nafisa Abdullahi after she made Nigerians proud, winning a global English contest. This young girl contested with people from all over the world, including people who are indigenes of England and America, and she came top in English language, but she was humiliated by her own government. Let's start by taking that update from the Ministry of Interior. The Nigerian immigration increases passport fees astronomically once again. Look at how the papers reported it. Nigerian immigration hikes passport fees again as 10-year booklet jumps to 200,000 naira. The Nigeria Immigration Service has announced an increase in the cost of obtaining the Nigerian Standard Passport effective September 1, 2025. In a statement issued on Thursday by the Service's Public Relations Officer, ACIAS Akinlabi, the agency clarified that the new rates will apply only to applications processed within Nigeria. The review, which only affects passport application fees made in Nigeria, now set a new fee threshold for 32-page with 5-year validity at 100,000 naira and 64-page with 10-year validity at 200,000 naira, the statement read. This comes barely a year after the Nigerian government approved an earlier upward adjustment in August 2024, which took effect from September 1, 2024. At the time, the 32-page 5-year passport booklet was increased from 35,000 naira to 50,000 naira, while the 64-page 10-year booklet went from 70,000 naira to 100,000 naira. So, in a nutshell, the 5-year package has moved from 35,000 naira that this administration met it to 100,000 naira, while the 10-year package moved from 70,000 naira to 200,000 naira. Every August, they increase it. So you can imagine how many August they still have left. Before this man will leave office, this thing will enter 1 million naira to get a passport if he is not stopped in 2027. Now, most of the people who would need an international passport would still afford this comfortably. But the bottom line is, how can you have a government where prices can only increase? For over 2 years, we have not heard any announcement reducing the price of anything. If you talk, they will say they are gathering money for government. Okay, what does government do with all this money? You removed fuel subsidy, increased all taxes. You have taken loans more than 4 presidents combined. Yet you cannot meet ASU's demands. Yet you cannot meet the demands of health workers. And they say you are gathering money. What are you doing with this money? Again, if Nigeria does not end the APC will end Nigeria. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update detailing the humiliation of Nafisa Abdullahi, the young lady who won the Global English Contest, began circulating. Super Falcons received $100,000 each for winning the Women AFCON. That is 153 million naira each. The Tigress received the same amount for winning African Women Basketball Tournament. But this girl, Nafisat Abdullahi, after winning the global contest on English language, was given how much by the Tinubu administration? Guess how much? 200,000 naira. 200,000 naira. You heard me right. And while humiliating her, the Minister of Education turned the ceremony into a campaign rally. Look at how the papers reported it. Federal government gifts teenager who won Global English Contest 200,000 naira. The federal government on Thursday gifted the winner of the Tinubu Global Finals competition, Nafisa Abdullahi, 200,000 naira. At a special recognition ceremony in Abuja on Thursday, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, alongside the Minister of State for Education, Professor Shuaibu Ahmad, celebrated Nafisa's remarkable feat and other students who excelled during the competition. They described her as a beacon of excellence and inspiration to Nigerian youths. Representing Nigeria through the Nigerian Tulip International College, Nafisa outshone more than 20,000 participants from 69 countries, including native English-speaking nations, to clinch the world title. Tinubu competition is an internationally acclaimed contest that evaluates students' proficiency in the English language, critical thinking, and communication skills. Speaking at the event, Alausa said the federal government was laying the groundwork for stronger foundational education to reduce the number of out-of-school children in the country. He stressed that Bola Tinubu has demonstrated a strong commitment to human capital development through increased investment in education, health, and social protection. You are the future of Nigeria. You have made us proud. For the first time in history of our nation, we have one of the highest budgetary allocations to education. Each time we approach Tinubu for support in the sector, his response has been a resounding yes, because he believes in you, the children of Nigeria. Your success gives us the confidence to ask for more, and we will continue to do so on your behalf, the minister said. The minister also announced a gift of 100,000 naira to Nafisa and her other colleagues who excelled in other fields. So, the federal government, that is Tinubu himself, gave the lady 200,000 naira, and the Minister of Education, Alausa, as a very good man, also gifted her 100,000 naira. In a similar ceremony just weeks ago, the Super Falcons were gifted $100,000 each, 153 million naira, for winning a football tournament. Just about a week and a half later, the ones who won a basketball tournament were given the same amount. Now, somebody did something like this, beat 20,000 students to become number one in English language that is not her traditional language. That is not her native language, and you are giving her 200,000 naira. What you are saying is that education is useless. This is what you have effectively communicated to the young people of this country from that office that you occupy. This is a move to cripple education in Nigeria at a time that young people are all over the internet saying that education is a scam, saying that education is a waste in Nigeria. This should have been an opportunity for you to prove to them that education is way ahead of sports by giving this girl more than what you gave to other people. After all, she's the only person. Yes, I said $100,000 was excessive for the sports ladies. But if you had given $120,000 to this lady, I wouldn't have complained. If you had given it and then you said, listen, education is ahead of every other thing, then you would be making a statement. But no, you didn't even give her something close. You didn't even give her something to show that you appreciated what she did. This is a complete humiliation. This is unbelievable. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. Damola Olariwaju here says, 200,000 naira, that is like less than $150 for a teenager who just put Nigeria on the world map. It is insulting. They should be giving her scholarships, mentorship, and serious financial support, not pocket change. This is even lower than pocket change. And Tommy here says, federal government, I swear God don't punish you people for neglecting education. Players could get huge money and houses to their names, but a girl that won a competition globally is getting 200,000 naira. Una no do well at all. This is total rubbish. And Richard here says, why can't the federal government give her $100,000 as they gifted Super Falcons? This is an opportunity for them to change the narrative, because many youths are saying education na scam. It means Tinubu is endorsing that narrative. After all, he went in with a fake certificate. And you have proved it here that you hate education. And this tweet here says, why can't they give her $100,000 just like they did to those athletes? That is it. You didn't even give her something close, not even $10,000. For crying out loud, not even $1 million naira or 2 million, 200,000 naira. This is shocking. Usually, I would say I'm not surprised because it's the APC, but honestly, I am surprised. I could never have imagined this kind of amount, but this is the APC, always hitting new lows and always proving to Nigerians that they have come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And this is why Nigerians must come together come 2027, cast their sentiments aside to get the APC out of power. But until then, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because now because of una, now I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.